Metroplex!
Target synchronizing initiated. Target synchronizing completed. Awaiting your coordinates, Optimus Prime.
Attack that target!
Target obliterated.
One down, 2 more to go. Metroplex!
Hello everyone and welcome back. This is MasterZX and we will continue on with the second episode, Defending the Ark. In this mission we'll be playing as Optimus Prime as we make our way to the Ark through Iacon City and having to fight the Decepticons as they try and stop us.
This is Ratchet. Decepticons
Well, first objective will be to get to Ratchet at the fortress to help coordinate the defenses,
We're on our way, Ratchet.
but Megatron's not sitting by as he installs warp cannons around the city to attack the Ark. Also, we come to learn that Grimlock, one of the Dinobots from the original cartoon series, has left his post, leaving it undefended. So, our first order of business is to switch into vehicle form and make it to the fortress without getting destroyed by Decepticons. This sounds like an easy task, but considering that the vehicle form can only shoot forward, and you're open to attack from pretty much all directions as you race towards the fortress, we're starting to see that the only reason to go into vehicle form is to move quickly throughout a stage. After running the Decepticon gauntlet, we run into a security system that feels like it needs to burn our retinas in order to determine, yes, we are actually Optimus Prime, and then lets us into the fortress.
Identity confirmed. Enter Optimus Prime.
There we see that the Autobots have suffered heavy casualties at the hands of Megatron and his Decepticons, and move our way around in order to help Ratchet and the troops. As we see here, Bumblebee is still alive because this part of the mission takes place 6 days earlier to the intro. After holding hands with the troops for a little bit, we make our way over to Warpath, who is currently coordinating a rescue effort in order to save Perceptor, who is held up in the nerve center.
Warpath, give me a status update.
It's at this point that we can come in contact with the Teletran 1 store, which will be handling all of our weapon changeouts, upgrades, and also additional items. From here you can select one primary weapon, one heavy weapon, one assault tech, one utility tech, and also you can purchase perks that will increase vehicle armor, increase your health, increase your ammo regeneration, shield regeneration, and many more. Also you can purchase DLC content like the retro laser. So to start off with the primary weapon, I'm going to select the Photon Burst Rifle, which is a semi-auto rifle that also has medium-range sniping capabilities, and the Gear Shredder, which fires razor-sharp discs that can be ricocheted off of objects hitting enemies from a distance. As of right now, these are my two favorite weapons. So once you're done selecting your loadout, meet up with Warpath to start your assault.
Listen on, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go!
And this is why we let the red shirts go first. Okay, so from here on out, we are done with the majority of the training missions. The real game is going to be starting up for us, and we get to actually blow some people up. Okay, so here you can see why I like the burst rifle so much, because it's got really great accuracy, the rate of fire is pretty good, and the range is also very good. Here you see me trying to use the Gear Shredder, trying to catch Decepticons that are hidden behind cover. In multiplayer, this weapon is extremely dangerous in the hands of a player who definitely knows how to use it. One way the game does make the Gear Shredder easier to use is if you hold down the right mouse button, it can show you the path of the discs. Okay, so after destroying all the Decepticons in the area, we find that the door is currently rigged with an explosive device. Seeing as we have to take this thing off carefully, we don't have time to disable it until more Decepticons arrive.
Optimus, you want dibs on that gun turret? I'm on it.
So in order to defend the door from the Decepticons, we have to activate the full Rambo gun turret.
I like the perspective this offers.
Decepticon dropship!
We must protect this door at all costs.
There really isn't anything special about this gun turret. It's full automatic, unlimited ammo just like you would have in either Halo or Call of Duty. But hey, that doesn't make it any less enjoyable.
Alright, Prime!
Well, now that you're done going full Schwarzenegger on the Decepticons, it's time to remove that bomb and get to Perceptor.
path.
Here we find Perceptor trying to get the Nerf Center back up and running until he starts blowing the fuses again.
Primus. There goes another molecular fuse. Optimus, if you'd be so kind as to locate another fuse.
And then it is up to the magnificent leader of the Autobots to do basic maintenance work. But hey, at least we get a pointless redshirt death.
He never had a chance.
Well, he's wearing red. So, after repairing the circuit, Perceptor finds some artillery units that can be reactivated to help you defend the arc.
From here.
But of course, they're not working, so you have to go out there and get them up and running again. So from here, Optimus needs to make his way into the first artillery unit. Off screen, you would have noticed that I've changed my primary weapon to the Scatter Blaster, which is the game's shotgun. There's nothing really special about the shotgun. It's close range, but has a really big impact. It's got slow reload time. It's really nothing special, and it was actually a poor choice, considering the next couple of areas, there's nobody even close enough to make this weapon effective. So from here I had to rely on the Gear Shredder in order to take out the Decepticons. Although I have fun playing with the Gear Shredder, I'm not very good at using it.
Should never have challenged us.
So in order to fix the situation, I picked up the Scrap Maker that was laying on the ground. The Scrap Maker is a heavy weapon that is a full automatic machine gun. The major problem with this weapon is that it's got a charge-up time before it can be used, about a second or two. This is going to be a problem because once you get it started up, you really don't want to turn it off, so you don't have to go through the startup time again, and then this also results in wasting ammo. But it does do some pretty incredible damage.
Your aim stinks even more than your exhaust.
So at this point, I decided to release one of the attack tech items, the Combat Drone. This drone is pretty effective at destroying enemies. It'll also follow you around, and it'll seek out and destroy with some pretty good AI. The problem is that once it's released, it's used. But you are able to get at least a good 5 minutes out of it before it's expended.
I think it's this way.
Okay, so let's get moving on with the story. You know, you're walking along, minding your own business, and this happens. So I introduce you to the Leapers.
Are you alright?
So this is the first Decepticon that you can't just spray and pray at. You actually got to think about what you're doing, get out of its line of fire, and hit it in its weak spots, which is the jetpacks on the back. The Supersonic Repeater is a submachine gun that fires incredibly fast and accurately, but it's not very powerful. But at least unlike the Scrap Maker, you can move and shoot at the same time, and you don't have to worry about the charge-up time. Corrosive Slime Cannon is more like a debuff gun. You throw the slime ball at them, and it reduces their armor and causes damage over time. Now, the Leapers may be intimidating at first, but once you recognize their movement patterns, it's very easy to get around them and shoot them in their soft spots. There are even some cases where the AI gets caught up on jumping or moving around curves, which gives you an excellent advantage. One trick into defeating these guys is when they jump up into the air, dash underneath them, they will land, and they're not going to turn around for at least a couple of seconds, and you can turn around and get as many shots off into the soft spot as possible. Of course, it starts to get a little bit annoying when you've got 3 or 4 of them going at you at once, but once you defeat them all, you go ahead and activate the artillery array.
It appears to be working.
Now that you've got the artillery system activated, Optimus can now use his special ability, which is to call in an airstrike. As far as the abilities go, this has got to be one of the most overpowered abilities there are. Although it takes quite a bit of time to get it charged up once you've locked onto a location, when it hits, it kills everything. You're pretty much shaking the Etch-a-Sketch board right now. It also does have a pretty long recharge time, but most special abilities have that anyway, so the fact that this can clear an entire field of enemies in one shot makes it pretty OP.
I don't need to remind you
So,
that
let's
the
make our
more
way to the next
Megatron
artillery
we
array.
spend on these guns, the less there is for the Ark.
We'll have to find a way to launch
Everything's going just fine and dandy until the room starts shifting around.
Receptor, are you controlling this room remotely?
No. What do you mean?
The room is shifting.
So, I guess this is a normal thing on Cybertron, but apparently Optimus has got to have a WTF moment. And then the power goes out.
The power is out.
So after you're done navigating your way through the maze of changing doors and rooms, you come across an area where Starscream starts taking out all of your men.
Anyone can hear me? Starscream is... Ah! If anyone can hear me, feel free to listen in as I execute your friends.
Starscream.
Right now, I have two different weapons equipped. You've got the Nucleon Charge Rifle, which is the dedicated sniping rifle, and the Cyber Corruptor, when fired, causes a Decepticon to go haywire and start attacking its own units. These three guys are pretty easy to take down, considering we just had to fight off an army of Leapers. But once you move on to the next area, you found that Starscream's gone ahead and killed all the red shirts.
What's going on?
I couldn't save them.
Remember the Ark.
As we move closer to the Ark, we see that Megatron is rallying his forces for a final assault.
Yes, Lord Megatron, but
Without those defenses, the
Okay, so if we let Megatron monologue for any longer, he's going to be here all day. So let's break this up, shall we?
What was that noise?
At this point, it's really good to have the sniper rifle or the blast rifle because you've got a very good vantage point on all the enemies. Okay, this part takes a little while, so we're going to speed this up real quick because we're running out of time. Screaming that one guy was pretty funny. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is one of those parts where you really do need to use your artillery strike. Okay, there's really nothing special about this part, just gotta make your way up to the second weapons array.
You did it, Prime.
So when you get there, you get it set up and activated, and then come to find out, it cannot be operated by remote. So you have to operate it manually.
Optimus, you'll have to fire it manually. I'm uploading coordinates to an access panel now.
Oh, what's that? I gotta fire a big giant gun by myself? Those are a bunch of slave drivers.
Manual control shortly.
So continue to make your way around the shifting rooms, and then you come across the BFG. Oh my, it's enormous.
I've got your range.
Optimus! I don't have the firepower to stop those tanks!
So in this part of this nice little turret mission, size does matter as you have to blow up tanks and fleets of Decepticons to keep them from reaching the refueling station. But as all good things must come to an end, the gun runs out of juice and you're gonna have to get off.
Receptor, I'm heading back to you.
So we're on our way to go see Ironhide, and this guy still keeps playing with the doors. Yep, time to go deal with this.
Optimus, my readings just spiked. What happened?
The door shut on its own.
Go ahead and make your way downstairs to the core and figure out who the hell's been doing all this. Like, seriously, when I get down here, I'm gonna kill this guy. Jesus?
I ask you. No, I order you. Help us in this dire time of need.
Alright, so let's pull the lever and see what this thing is. Okay, I take back everything I said earlier. Yeah, don't screw with this guy.
Metroplex heeds the call of the last.
So here we're introduced to Metroplex, which happens to be a city-sized Autobot that's decided to help you guys out.
Easy, Perceptor. He's one of us.
Awaiting your orders.
Well, I think this is where we're going to call it since this is the end of episode 2. This has been MasterZX. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.